Week 4 matchups. Thursday night football, Dolphins and Bengals. They're going to be in Cincinnati. Did you see the all-white uniforms that the Bengals are scheduled to wear? Would love to get your take. I can't decide if I like them or not.
No, I'm going to rock with the Miami Dolphins uniforms. Yeah, and then I just like – the only thing I like over there from the Cincinnati Bengals is cool Joe. Other than that, man, I'm just going to rock with the Miami Dolphins. What they got going on, two are hot. The two Bugatti boys, they hot. The defense hot. Coach Mike, he hot. Right now, man, you're not safe. When you play the Miami Dolphins, I don't care how much of a lead you got, you ain't safe at all. Because once they crank up them two Bugatti cars and they say V12, let's go, the V12 edges, man, they get to running past everybody.
Let's copyright the Bugatti boys, and you're talking about Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, Ike, and we can get a cut of that action.
I know, right?
I'm with you there. I'm here for the Eli Apple Tyreek Hill feud because this was a matchup in the playoffs a season ago when Tyreek Hill was a member of the Chiefs. It was Eli Apple who prevented Hill, tackled Hill short of the goal line just before half, prevented the Chiefs from extending that 21-10 lead going into half. That was really the difference-making play. It was the key play in last year's playoffs. So there's beef between receiver and cornerback, Ike, and I know it's something that you experienced quite a bit during your 12-year career too.
Yeah, that's one Bugatti. That's the black Bugatti. I got the white Bugatti and Waddle sitting on the other side. So pick your poison. Hey man, how I can't say this on the show, but yeah, how it's gonna be a heck of a ball game.
Rephrase it, Ike. Rephrase it. I can feel free because you're right though. Cheeto Beawuzie, one of my favorite names to say in the league, the other cornerback, is going to have his hands full with Jalen Waddle. It's going to be a great matchup on the outside. Is there a way you can rephrase what you're saying, Ike?
I'm thinking about it. I can't right now. But Jay, just get ready for them Bugatti boys, man. Them boys got a different kind of engine.
Somehow the Bengals, even though they're 1 and 2, are 4-point favorites at home. I'm going to rock with the Bengals, like Thursday night football. And are the Dolphins legit or not? I don't know. We'll see. Another opportunity. Tua is planning to play again. We're recording this on Wednesday. Correct. They're calling it a back injury. Some are saying, and I'm kind of one of these people, I'm one of these people, how it's not a concussion and concussion protocol. And the league's investigating that. But Tua is planning to play. If not, it'll be Teddy Bridgewater for the Dolphins. I'm going to take the Bengals at home, though, in those white-hot uniforms. Give me Cincinnati at home.
Yeah, I like Miami within the white uniforms. I feel like the two Bugatti boys, Wilder and Cheetah, them boys be going up to 23 miles per hour when they put that all-white on. Blur.
Yeah, Ike, it's almost like if you put up like a speedometer, they'd be cracking that 25-mile-per-hour speed limit in pads as well. Those two boys are flying.
Boys be flying, Mark. Hey, the boys be flying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Vikings at Saints. This is the Sunday morning game because this game is played in London. So, not sure if Jameis Winston's going to be back. He really hasn't been the same player since he showed up in the injury report with a back injury. Threw 2 more interceptions against the Panthers. Just, again, I think maybe it's injuries. Could Andy Dalton come in to relieve Winston? And so then also remember, Ike, and I'm going to go back to what you told me many years ago when you played in London against the Vikings. The Vikings travel the right way when they go abroad. Rinse and repeat. Give me the Vikings in the UK. I'll take Minnesota.
Yes, I'm taking Minnesota as well. I just like Minnesota defense. You know, it's not a complex defense. They got players over there in the back end. They always come to play. There's a different offense on the offensive side. Coming with Kirk Cousins, they finding ways to have Justin Jefferson in a rotation where he's playing a slot, the X or the Z. But now if you watch the last game, they get Adam Thielen back involved as well. So I think they just finally learned how to use both of them, and I think they're going to come out with a W in London.
All right, we'll move on to the next game, Bills and Ravens. And Ike, I'm just getting word that Bills offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey has finally calmed down after his outrage in the booth.
Tenfold. Yeah, you saw him very animated sitting in that booth. He just wanted one more possession, one more opportunity to see what Josh Allen and company can do. But I've been telling people, and I said this from the get-go, Lamar Jackson will win league's MVP on the offensive side. So this is going to be a shootout between the two quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen.
I hope you got in on that action, Ike, because a week ago you could have gotten Lamar at league MVP at plus 900. He has now moved up. He is the favorite at plus 350, so still pretty good value. I hope you listened to Ike Taylor. If you listened to the show, you could have gotten great value. BetOnline.ag in terms of the MVP race. It's still very early. Ike, I point to the Bills' injuries. Jordan Poyer, the safety, out. Star safety Micah Hyde out for the year. Cornerbacks Dane Johnson, Christian Benford. I know Tre'Davious White still working his way back as well. With all the Bills players that are sidelines, and we know that the Ravens can run the ball. I'm going to take the Ravens to win outright at home, even though that the Bills are 3.5-point favorites on the road. Give me the Ravens to win outright at home.
I'm going to second that. Give me the Ravens as well.
All right, we will see. Jags at Eagles. Eagles are 6.5-point favorites. And the big question I have, Ike, is I think that the Jags, they might actually be good because they absolutely smoked the Chargers in week 3. Eagles are the favorite in the NFC. They're my favorite team in the NFC through the first 3 weeks. In some ways, there are sexier matchups this week, Ike, but I'm very excited to see the outcome of this game because the Jags in the AFC South, I'm telling you right now, I think that they could win that division.
No, I'm rolling with the Eagles. I mean, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they just played a hurt Justin Herbert who couldn't even breathe right. You can tell the man was barely breathing right. You can tell his ribs are still hurting him. Now, don't get me wrong. The Jags look like they might have something going on, but this will be the test this week going against the Philadelphia Eagles because the Philadelphia Eagles, they got everything they're looking for. On the offensive side, they got their studs in Adams and Brown. Also, Jalen Hurts, if he wants to, he can run the ball. We all know that. Miles in the backfield, he's back. He's becoming what he once was. On the defense side, they just been balling. So, and it starts with Jalen Hurts. So, the Philadelphia Eagles now have turned the page over to Jalen Hurts to be the leader of this team, and he's been doing a good job of it.
I will take the Eagles, Ike, but if the Jags win, you mentioned Lamar Jackson as MVP. If the Jags win this game, conversation is going to heat up for Trevor Lawrence being the MVP. Still a long shot right now.
Look, Mark, I be with you on the majority of the stuff you say, but I'm not with you on this one.
All right. Listen, I'm saying if this happens, because everyone's very high on the Eagles right now, one of only 2 teams in the league at 3-0.
Right.
I'm with you with the Eagles, though, because I think the Jags take advantage of the injuries the Chargers have. Right. Justin Herbert's bodyguard, left tackle Rashawn Slater, who's no slouch, out for the season with the torn bicep. Joey Bosa is week to week as well. So the Chargers are dealing with injuries. I think you take advantage of that a week ago. But I'm telling you this right now, the Jags go on and win a game on the road in Philly. That conversation, something that we're going to have a week from now. We'll see. Still, I'm going to take the Eagles at home as well. But if the Jags can play tough, and again, they smoked the Chargers in week 3, we shall see. Sunday night football, Chiefs at Bucks right now. Again, still scheduled for Raymond James Stadium. League's monitoring the situation with the hurricane. Chiefs are 2-point favorites on the road. Bucks also due to get back Mike Evans from suspension, Ike. And it's no surprise that the Buccaneers struggled in week 3 against the Packers because Evans was out, Chris Godwin was out, Julio Jones is out. Your top 3 receivers, and it was still a 2-point game. They still narrowly lose to the Packers in week 3. These 2 teams last met in Super Bowl 55, Ike. You were there. Who you got between these 2 teams? Because this is a juggernaut matchup.
I'm gonna stick with the Bucks. I just like the Bucks defense over the Kansas City Chiefs defense. I love Patrick Mahomes on the offensive side, but I see how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, how they rally around not only Tom, but they know when they're not at full strength on the offensive side, they tend to pick it up, and it starts with the head coach and Tom Boyle. So I'm definitely rolling with the Tampa Bay Bucks on this one.
I think I'm going to go with the Bucks too, Ike, because if the Bucks slowed down the Chiefs offense with Tyreek Hill in Super Bowl 55, what do you do when you don't have Tyreek Hill? So I'm going to stick with you on this one. And I know it doesn't always make for great conversation on a podcast or radio show, but I see what you're saying here. I'll take the Bucs at home as well.